Hey, let's get into it. We are casting a best of three between NoveaStar and Hooboo. NoveaStar up in the top right, playing as the Infernal player. We are over on Breach. She is going for a very quick vault, which is pretty meta in the current game right now, just to protect against any sort of sentry post rush. This map, though, the rush distance is a little bit longer, so she probably could have waited on it, but I think being extra safe is probably fine. This imp gonna go down. I think we're gonna see an expansion coming out of NoveaStar. On the other side, Hooboo in the bottom left, our blue Vanguard player, going for a command post first. I didn't see it. Yes, overcharge was used, so overcharge, expand. So we'll see if Novea falls behind economically or not. The kind of blessing and the curse with this is you're super safe, but you're also 150 Luminite behind. So we'll see if she can catch back up. This imp's coming down probably for a Conclave, if I had to guess. And that it is. Conclave on the low ground. So we've got a expand coming, a 1-1 opener, or I guess it was Shrine, Expand, then Conclave, but we're going to end up with a 1-1. Barracks being built on the low ground. These two were nice enough to play a best of three for me on my custom maps. So game 1 is here over on Breach. Game 2 is going to be on Rebirth, and if we make it to game 3, we will be showing Black Ice. Black Ice is a 3-player spawn map. I've got a replay a little bit earlier with Frank Sriracha and Rusty Shacky. But here we are, another Iron Vault going down, so we'll have 2-1, still no units. Oh, here comes the first Brute. So we'll see what this Brute's used for, if she'll scout or if she's really just building up to go contest this Stormgate. And here we are, Hedgehog coming out, as well as a Lancer. We're building somewhat of a SimCity here, double mech bay out of Hooboo. I really enjoy both of these players. NoveaStar is an Infernal player that I believe is Masters League player that is quite aggressive. She really likes timing attacks. She really likes to be aggressive. We kind of jokingly on her stream refer to it as the Novea Special, as we get 2 Magmadons and just go, go, go. So we will see how that plays out as these two are going to dance back and forth. The Lancer going to just poke around, sees Brutes, and knows, okay, Brutes are coming. She's probably going to have enough to contest this Stormgate. Hooboo, on the other hand, is someone that likes to pretend that they're really bad. They are, I believe, right now, Diamond. But Hooboo has really good unit control, really great micro.
Rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
And Stormgate in the bottom right is going to be spawning first. But Hooboo has exceptional micro, really good dropship play. So I think that this should prove to be a quite exciting matchup. Novea, though, is going to go instantly for this Stormgate, while Hooboo decides to try to backstab.
Stormgate has appeared.
Right, so these Brutes are going to definitely be able to claim this quite fast. On the other side, though, good response by Novea, noticing the blob of blue jumping into the base. One Hedgehog is going to go down. That's quite a bummer. One Hedgehog for one Imp is not really the trade you want to make. We do have one low Brute, but it's going to sit on Shroud. It's going to heal back up. Faerun comes out of the Stormgate. So right now, Novea leading in supply, actually just shot ahead in supply. So she's made up for the Vault first opening. We do have 2 base fairly saturated. We're not tier 2 yet. I thought she was going to push across the map now, but she's opting to go home and regroup. I think maybe a good choice, just this map is long enough to where I think you can get home and defend this. We've got 6 Hedgehogs, 3 Lancers. Hooboo is a Vulcan enjoyer, so we've got 2 Vulcans coming, another mech base. So 3 mech bays. Third from Novea, opting to go in this line pattern. I think this is the best option for Infernals on this map. And now we'll see a move across the map, or she's just going to camp here, waiting for the next gate. No, we're gonna push forward. Hedgehog swooping around on the left side, or the right side rather, but the sensor drone gets a peek at the army, and luckily Hooboo is able to turn around, get home, and defend. Nothing lost there. That could have been devastating. It looks like we've got a Vulcan that was maybe stuck back here, but he's able to dash out. So Hooboo now up to 2 Vulcans, 3rd and a 4th on the way. Still no dropship though, so maybe we're not going for drops. I think Hooboo now feels like they've got to be home to defend. This is a really nice choke if you can pull back and get the Infernal player to fight into this choke. This map, even though I'm an Infernal main, a lot of the thought process behind it went into how can we keep Infernal in check, because Infernal does really well with a lot of wide open area, and that's what a lot of the ladder maps are like. So this map has a lot of chokes, a lot of ramps, should play into Vanguard's favor if they know how to use it. Continuing to make Vulcans though, and here's the hangar base, so maybe we will get ourselves some dropships after all. That is, I think, the strength of Hooboo's play is Vulcan drops, and we already see the first evac getting built. Novea though, camping right outside, has a Weaver out. Weaver will be able to handle one of these Vulcans, not going to be able to handle a multitude of them. One Weaver can barely handle one Vulcan, and they're more Therium heavy. So Weavers are good if you're going to kind of poke and prod and keep your distance.
Detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
Another storm gate spawning on the north side. This sensor drone just chilling, so Hooboo knows that Novea has expanded. We've checked over here. We've got another kill squad, but they seem like they're going to run back home. I think they're going to come back home to defend while Hooboo sets up some dropships.
A storm gate has appeared.
The Weavers do percentage-based damage, so they are going to be able to help take down this storm gate rather quickly. But as I was saying, they're more Therium heavy than Vulcans, and 1-to-1 they barely beat a Vulcan. They actually lose unless they have a lash. So as the Vulcan numbers grow, those Weavers become less and less valuable. However, one Vulcan does get yoinked by a Weaver, and this is how you have to play it. You have to keep your distance, use your lash when they're off cooldown. Another one is going to get snatched up. Oh, and across the map, though, we do have a Vulcan drop. So these Vulcans are going to be able to kill every last one of these imps. Might even be able to get away with the base, because I don't know if Novea sees it. She might be a little bit too wide-eyed at the moment, trying to push up this corridor into the natural of Hooboo, but Hooboo's going to turn around and defend. We've got some hedgehogs. We've got another Vulcan ready to defend, another one about to pop out, 2 more about to pop out, and there's a second dropship. I think these Vulcans got spacebarred home, which is unfortunate because they could have gotten a lot more damage done. Hooboo realizes it though. Here comes the evac, going to be able to pick them both up and return to hangar. Go home to defend. Defending is of the essence at the moment. The Bobs come out. They're going to be able to tank some of these brutes. One Vulcan gets pulled into the mix, but all of the Weavers are dead. Now we're left with just a bunch of brutes, and if we can get these Vulcans home that are going to defend from the high ground, I think this is a great hold. A great hold from Hooboo, and being able to kill all of these imps, even though Novea has the 4th up, getting all of those imp kills was huge. I think Hooboo now is in a position to where they need to take their 3rd, but excellent hold, excellent defense. These hedgehogs are just running around trying not to get caught by the brutes. Here comes another Vulcan drop. We do have Weavers at home to defend. I think if it's just 1v1, yeah, I wouldn't be dropping my Vulcans into this. I think this is smart. Turn back around, expand, breathe. You're doing great. Novea, though, regrouping outside of her natural. Gonna probably heal up a little bit. Might as well get great value out of these brutes that are already pretty good value. As I say that, the only units that'll make a brute not have great value is these guys right here, Vulcans. They are just killing machines. And now we're adding Hornets into the play. I like the addition of Hornets because Novea doesn't have much that can shoot up. Really just these Gaunts. I think the Farron can technically shoot up, but the Farron doesn't really do damage. And you want that Farron healing anyway. So I like the addition to Hornets. We have a Fiend spotter right here and a Fiend spotter right here, so Novea knows the only possible place for a 3rd is right here, and she's going to swoop in and get to snipe this base. This base is toast. And now she has eyes on the Hornets. One Hornet not going to get it done
Dimensional
versus...
rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
One Hornet not going to get it done versus 5, 6 Gaunts. But a multitude of Hornets can certainly do damage, and this is a lot of Vulcans. As long as Hooboo is able to sit here and keep making Hornet Vulcan,
A storm gate has appeared.
the Vanguard is always just one fight away from running the table against Infernal. The Infernal feels very impressive at all times. It's all over the map, has a way larger economy, but just one fight. Just one fight. As these Hornets come in, they're going to snipe down. They're going to snipe down these Gaunts and really just have free reign on anything underneath. And what pops out? We have a Soul Forge, 2 Soul Forges, 3 Soul Forges. So we'll see what they get used on. We do have Hellborn back here, and Novea is just going to dupe some Hellborns. The Hellborns no longer shoot up yet, or no longer shoot up, so there's not much that shoots up still. So these Gaunts are really your only hope, and once they die, Novea is going to get some free kills on these really expensive units. Each one of these Hellborn is a shrine, essentially. They're 300 Luminite, 75 Therium, and so you really need to protect your Hellborn if you're going to go a Hellborn heavy army. They are quite the investment. On the other side, Hooboo rebuilding the third, this time taking the safer pocket expansion. The only bummer with this is there's less Therium. All the Therium is back over here. You still have this patch. You still have the patch in your main, which is almost gone. This patch in the natural is gone, though. So Hooboo's going to have to start mining Therium from somewhere else. Looks like 6 are rallied over here. We might rebuild a 4th over here. Hooboo, though, loading up. Some Doom drops. Some double Atlas evac. I love it. We also have a handful of Hornets. This is a scary Vanguard army. I think this Vanguard army could kill a 300 supply Infernal. Ooh, but almost runs right into these Shadow Flyers. If they're on attack move, I think those are 2 dead evac. Here come the Shadow Flyers, though. Hooboo, though, very smart, hiding back into the Sky Mines, getting essentially almost free kills on Shadow Flyers. Definitely good trades, and now focusing down these Gaunts. So what is Novea going to do? We've got more Shadow Flyers. We have Sky Mines available. We'll see if one comes out. Still no Dragon from Novea, though. We do have an Elder Shrine. We've got triple Twilight Spire. We just we don't quite have the money for Dragon yet. Hooboo, on the other hand, is able to come in and put pressure on this third. If they focus down this base, I think they can kill it and get out. Vulcans on the ramp, though, they all use their dash all at the same time. They're getting just yoinked up, though, by these Weavers. These Hellborn, though. Hellborn are a very good answer. Very good answer to the Vulcans. They don't have Molten Touch, though, so the Medtechs are able to use Nanoswarm and heal them at a quite insane rate, but the entire army for Hooboo is going to get just trapped in this third base, and I don't think they've got too much on the back end of it. I think all of the...
A storm gate will activate soon.
I think both dropships died. We've got a ton of servos, and it looks like we're probably going to put down another command post. So 4th is down, 5th coming up.
A storm gate has appeared.
This storm gate is looking like it's going to go fairly uncontested, but right now what Hooboo needs is time. That was a pretty rough trade for Hooboo. I think going all the way up this ramp was maybe a mistake. You kind of got trapped up here. In this situation, I almost like just clicking the shrine and running away. Hooboo still doesn't know about this, though. They really need to check this out. Tier 3 Stormgate has quite a lot of life, but it's finally going to die. And coming out of it, we're going to get ourselves a deep one. So we've got a lot of siege power here. What worries me about this army, though, is once that front line's depleted, these Hellborn, they can go down fairly easy. Oh, I'm missing, though, on the other side of the map. Hornets come in. They're able to kill the third base. They're going to kill these 2 Conclaves quite easily, but Hooboo needs to be careful and is on it. Sky Mine's able to take out the majority of the Shadow Flyers. They do get 1 Hornet. That's an excellent trade, though. Hooboo is just slowly bleeding Novea dry. However, there's a ton of resources on this map. Novea, on the other side, is able to kill Hooboo's fourth, but what was the fifth, now the fourth is up, and we've got a new fifth, so these center bases are being taken. This is turning out to be just a crazy game, and Hooboo just says, you know what, I'm just going to go kill all of your shrines, and I think that's a great response here. You don't really have the army to win a fight. A base trade is definitely starting, though, as all of this siege power going into the main of Hooboo. Hooboo is basically going to just have to kill everything before Novea does. And hope Novea doesn't see this base, and as I say it, it gets sniffed out. These brutes come in. Hooboo trying to quickly add some sentry posts for defenses. 2 Vulcans, probably not enough to hold this. 1 goes down. Oh, they both go down. Okay, so Novea, though, on the other side of the map, just cleaning up all these bases. I love the scrappiness from these players, though. Not calling GG, not wanting to give up. Game 1, the Hornets are going to come home and try to defend. Maybe they should have come home sooner, because there's, again, just nothing that shoots up. Kill these Hellborn. That's 300. 300. 300. It's so much Luminite. 1,200. 1,500. So much Luminite that can't be recovered. I think maybe making that decision a little bit sooner could have been a good move, but we're posted up. We're turtled up in this central location, which Hellborn all around it can definitely break this siege. You've got a deep one that can break this siege. We do have a decent amount of gaunts, but not enough to kill this. I forget the deep one can shoot up, but it's not going to be enough DPS. The deep one is going to die. Hellborn, no. Hellborn are going to probably be able to start breaking down these sentry posts so the brutes can move in.
A storm gate will activate soon.
Central storm gate activating. Back home, we're still on an Elder Shrine. Still no dragon. I don't think Novea is going to need it, as the final base of Hooboo is definitely going to go down.
A storm gate has appeared.
Still no GG, though. I appreciate it. 2 more Hornets coming out. Do we have more production? Yeah. 4 more building. Still got Sky Mines. So we'll have a handful of Hornets. So Hooboo's going to try a Hail Mary, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. This game has had everything. Vulcan drops, run-bys, Tier 3 Storm Gates. Everything but a dragon. No dragon. Novea, though, expanding into this kind of pocket base and taking the secondary corner base. So 1 Shadow Flyer is going to connect. Still not going to be enough. Still not going to be enough. Novea, though, is going to have to get something that shoots up. Shadow Flyers are just not the answer for Mass Hornet. As much as it feels like it, you really kind of need Mass Gaunt right here, but she would need... This is just not enough Therium, not enough production. It's going to have to be a victory by elimination, I think. She's just going to have to counter the massed air with massed ground. She sniffs out the 2 remaining hangar bays and this solar habitat. That's going to die, and all that's left, building-wise, is that it? I think that's it. That is it. GG. Novea takes game number 1. Okay, we're in game number 2, and we are over on Rebirth. NoveaStar winning game number 1. Oh, I didn't know this was built into the game. I thought this was some fancy thing that other casters had. So, Novea is up 1-0. Novea, our red Inferno player, spawning in the upper right. Another instant vault. I guess she likes that versus Vanguard. I do think this map, it's smart. I think Hooboo probably could cannon rush if they really wanted to, but gonna go for another overcharge expand. So this Imp's gonna come down. Novea opting to expand here on the low ground rather than taking this base up here, which is almost a given. I can kind of vibe with this, because you take this sooner and you're able to fortify it more. Like, this base is almost guaranteed. So rather than saving it, or rather than taking it instantly, you know, save it for when maybe your main mine's out and you don't have to take such a risky expansion. Take the risky resources first, and then come back home for the easy ones. I could get behind that. Barracks going down on the ramp for Hooboo though. We will see if it's more Vulcan Hornet, or if we get into something else. A really quick third base from Novea though. I'm into it. I like some build variants. I like that she's feeling confident after game 1, and so she's going to try to greed a little bit, see if she can get away with something. The Conclave does come down though, so we do have a 1-1. So if you're a build order nerd like I am, we had a Vault double expand into a 1-1. We're fully saturated on this Luminite here, and now she's going to start rallying imps to the Therium. The dog coming across though, so Hooboo's going to at least know that this has started and might be able to understand like, hey, this is late. I should check the third base location. So dog comes out. Is it going to check? It is going to check. So Hooboo's going to know that Novea is being a bit of a greedy Infernal, and I am excited to see what this response is going to be. We already have Hedgehogs coming out. So it looks like we are going to kind of get into that Hedgehog, Vulcan, maybe some Atlas drops. So the last map where I discussed how that map was really designed to keep Infernals in check, this map is maybe quite the opposite. This is a map that I think is designed for more open engagements. You know, but with a few places to keep that in check. Like the low ground in the middle is quite choky. This can be quite choky as well. There's a lot of room for tank ledges, so we'll have to see if we see
Dimensional
Atlases.
rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
Hedgehog gonna turn around. You can't really fight that. Hedgehog gonna just go heal up at this healing shrine. These rocks are destructible though, so if this goes to like a late game situation where you have someone
A storm gate has appeared.
posted up in one of these double bases and it's very kind of wallable, and these chokes, so if they have that pretty fortified, you can knock through these and attack straight up the gut. No one going for this storm gate yet. Novea has quite a decent army for double expanding. We've got the third vault on the low ground. Anything else? Did I miss an upgrade? No, not yet. We have the Hellforge, just no upgrade yet. Here come the Hedgehogs. They're going to just chip away at some of this Shroud. Should be targeting the Gaunts, though. Get those Gaunt numbers down, because if you go Hornet again and Novea doesn't have enough Gaunts, you might be able to catch them in a situation to where you've just got more stuff that they can handle. Alright, so we're picking off Gaunts. I like it. This is what Hedgehogs should be used for. Pick off some units and then get back home and heal. Surprisingly, though, not putting in damage on the Stormgate. And there we go. Hooboo turns around. Gonna put some damage on it. See if they can steal it. But down comes this Infernal army. I think best case scenario right now, we have a wash. Hedgehogs come up, though. They're going to pick off one brute, maybe a second if Hooboo can focus fire. The second one goes down. So 2 brutes down. And Hooboo is going to steal the Stormgate. Not too often do you see a Vanguard player winning the first Stormgate. And out pops a Soul Forge, and we're going to clone 2 Hedgehogs. So suddenly, a lot of Hedgehogs from Hooboo. Hooboo, though, has, I think, the army advantage because Novea did go for a greedy third. Now Hooboo has started their third, so Hooboo is able to get in and pick off some expensive units, make up for some of that greed, and then now is able to grow a larger army. But that's not a great way. That's not a great way to stay ahead, getting sandwiched between an Infernal army. So these Hedgehogs are going to run through the healing camp and then run on home. Do we have Vulcans yet? We do have 2 Vulcans. These 2 Vulcans, honestly, might be all that's needed to win this game right now. It is somewhat of a long map. It's 224 by 224, which is about the size of Boneyard if you're familiar with ladder maps. So it's not massive. But by the time you get across the map, usually your opponent has a chance to have some sort of response. We do have Shroud out front by Novea. Upgrades. Okay, we have Gaunt Speed coming. She's getting ready for those Hornets. We do have a Twilight Spire. Did we get Brute upgrades? We've got the first one. We've got Infernal Fury. Okay. So the Brute charge is done, which is kind of trouble for these Hedgehogs. They're going to need some support. Now, we'll get that support from Vulcans. I'd like to see some Lancers maybe mixed into this as well, just to tank some extra damage. This
Dimensional
Med
rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
all alone gonna walk up the middle with this Vulcan. But I think Hooboo got eyes on this army and is gonna want to turn around. This Vulcan's gonna get caught out in the open and just such a waste of money. We have 4 though now fighting into a choke.
A storm gate has appeared.
Hedgehogs can't really get through, but Novea pulls back, allowing them through. One of the rare times I think maybe Infernal should have stood and fought Vulcans into a choke. One Vulcan gets abducted, and it's going to go down. 2 Gaunts and a Brute chipping away at the Storm Gate. The Vulcan dies though, so now we've got 3 Vulcans. I don't think it's going to be enough to kill this, but a lot of Gaunts go down. And every Gaunt that dies means a more and more deadly interaction for when we get these Hornets rolling. We've got an evac up, so Hooboo gonna go for more Vulcan drops. Tier 2 Stormgate still getting chipped away at. Hedgehogs here still dancing around. 1 more Vulcan does die, so I think that's 5, 6 Vulcans that we've had die already, which is just kind of a lot of money. Novea though kind of run by into the 3rd of Hooboo. Hooboo's going to come in though and try to clean it up. The Hedgehogs are going to be able to focus down this Weaver, so that's an expensive loss. This Vulcan doing fairly well, and it seems like Hooboo's going to push Novea back. Novea did go for a super greedy 3rd. The 4th though is very late. We're at 8.5 minutes, no 4th. So the longer this goes on, where the Infernal doesn't expand, I really favor the Vanguard, even though the supply, or no, I'm sorry, Hooboo's ahead in supply right now. Novea down to 65 supply, Hooboo up over 100. And this Stormgate goes to nobody. So the next one will be tier 3 still, even though no one claimed it, but no one gets a reward for now, and so we kind of reset. We got double Twilight Spire. Still no Elder Shrine. Another Conclave coming. 2 more Iron Vaults. And what is this? Another Iron Vault. So, 3 Conclave. I think 3 Conclave is a good space to be. The 4th base is up for Hooboo. So the evac is going to come out. I don't know if Novea spotted this evac or not. So this could be a total blindside. Well, she sees it now for sure. As the Vulcans drop down, they're going to deny this 4th base, which is just going to continue to put economic pressure on the Inferno player. And now Hooboo's going to abuse this cliff, or not. It's going to go home. Oh, no, you could have got all of these. Why did Hooboo turn around? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I must have missed something on the mini-map, but Shadow Flyers are out. If the Shadow Flyers can connect, they're excellent versus the Hornets. If the Hornet user is good at the Sky Mines, which that is one of Hooboo's strengths, it is usually just a money suck. They are usually worthless, as they're here across the map, just running into Sky Mines for free.
Detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
Stormgate in the center. What's Hooboo gonna do? We are killing effigies, getting rid of some of this shroud. We might have ourselves a rather large clash here in the middle. We'll see.
A storm gate has appeared.
Novea hops on the Stormgate. Hooboo's dancing around the possibility. If you had Atlases, you could drop them up here and really get good value right now. We do have a Sentinel, though. So Sentinel's being added into the mix. That's something different from last game. Hooboo almost flushed their entire army down the drain there with those Shadow Flyers. Almost walked straight into them. What do we have here? Soul Forge. We'll see what the Soul Forge is for. We've got 3 of them. And we're going up to a greater shrine. Hornets able to snipe the base. Now, I didn't technically say no triple dragon, but that's usually a rule in tournaments. So we will see what happens. It's something I think's obviously going to get patched out of the game, so it would be nice if Novea didn't go for triple dragon. And if she does, I have a feeling that Hooboo might be quite salty about it. And I'm fine to replay the game if both of them agree on it. So let's see. Got a host of Shadow Flyers. Brute, Gaunt, a couple Magmadons. And Novea's just kind of chilling, waiting for this tier 3. Saving up for a dragon. Doesn't quite have the Luminite, but she does have the Therium. This base was cleaned up by Hooboo. So Hooboo's been doing a good job of keeping Novea on 3 bases. Hooboo now up to 4. And a healthy 4. They're oversaturated. What are you doing, bud? I guess Hooboo is a bit broke at the moment. Expanding into a double base. Nice. So now we can transfer some of these workers. I don't know if they notice that they're 26 down here and 13. Hornets at the top, potentially going for a run by, but Novea, obviously knows she's getting attacked, can obviously see them, so she's going to pull back. She's got a healthy amount of gaunts. She does have 3 dragons, so we did triple dragon it. Just kind of silly. Some helicarriers, though, from Hooboo, going to go on a bombing run. Helicarriers are a good response, knowing that Novea probably was going to go for a heavier Gaunt army after the last game. Helicarriers, bombing run, just delete Gaunts. But, triple dragon, I just don't know if there's quite enough. I have seen some triple dragon games go not in the way of the Inferno. So we'll see how this goes, because Hooboo definitely has the economic advantage right now. They have the supply lead.
Rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
If they can keep denying the 4th, I think they've got more than a chance to win this despite the triple dragon. Novea is going to go for this storm gate. This would be a great time for bombing runs. All this army just clumped up.
A storm gate has appeared.
You're going to see it. They start making their way down there. I don't know if they'll get there fast enough. Out come the bombing runs, and they are going to do a decent amount of damage. Out comes a deep one, though. So you've got 3 dragons, a deep one, a whole bunch of Shadow Flyers. That's a dead Helicarrier. That is insta-dead Helicarrier. Hooboo, though, fortifying this side, this left side, or top left side of the map. We did move some workers, so that's good. We're going mass Helicarrier. I learned the hard way the other day that mass Helicarrier is actually pretty strong. Even versus Shadow Flyers. Ooh, and the dragons get baited into all of these hedgehogs, which are deployed for their anti-air mode, which will shred anything with wings. Anything with wings dies to these things. So Hooboo in a really nice fortified position. Doesn't want to give up game 2. More hangar bays going down. This is quite a lot of resources. So even if Novea comes and kind of sweeps through and kills some of these bases, I think we're still in a fairly good spot. The biggest loss would be losing the high command. Meaning for now, I don't think we'd be able to see helicarrier production. Helicarriers, 2 of them go down. They are just a little slow. You can't really dive that deep in with them, which is unfortunate. We're still up to 3 dragons. We still have a deep one. This entire game, if Hooboo can kill this army, I think it goes in Hooboo's favor. So they have to play this really smart. They can't dive in too close, which they might have just done. The Vulcans dash away. They're just chewing through everything on the ground, but I don't know if there's enough of them. More brutes are going to flank. The dragons, the deep one, the bonding runs are nice, but the shadow flyers flank and take at least one down. Another's gonna escape. Everything on the ground is dead though. All 3 dragons are gone and we're down to just this one deep one who cannot. It's too slow. It's gonna get hunted down by the hedgehogs, the Vulcans, and the hero Hornet comes in for one final blow and it is toast. And just like that, 238 supply to 63. I think Hooboo's gonna send this to a game 3. These two are putting on such a show. Oh my god. Neither want to tap out early, but I think this one's going in favor of Hooboo. Hooboo could just A-click across the map. Where did those Hornets go? Hooboo needs to come and kill this 4th base. This 4th base is the last bit of hope that Novea has. She's mined out on all 3 of the other bases. Only has 140 Luminite in the bank. You go click that base down and it's game over. Imps long distance mining. We got 33 imps mining from this Luminite.
Dimensional rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
4th base is going to go down. Novea's got a few brutes that are just going to get smacked by some Atlas. These brutes are not going to do anything. Calls GG and we are off to game 3. Holy hell. Ooh, we are on black ice for game number 3. I am shoving a snowball into my face, but this game, or this best of 3, is still too hot to handle. We're on black ice, which is the 3rd of custom maps that I've created in the Frank Algo Bayo map making competition. Voting opens on August 5th. Be sure to vote for me if you like these maps. These 2 players are putting on just one hell of a show, and I'm so thankful that they agreed to do this, and I'm so happy that it's turning out to be this exciting. This is a 3-player random spawn map, so neither one of these players knows where the other one is just yet, so they're going to have to scout. But both players are spawning in the bottom. Novea went for Vault Expand. I doubt she'll go for a greedy 3rd again. That proved to be not so great. We've got a really quick, though, barracks, and it looks like Hooboo's going to go for a little spicy, fast hedgehog here. Sells the barracks. I forget the, you know, the JXP, fastest hedgehog in the world build time. I do feel like it's usually a little bit quicker than this. Maybe like 20 seconds or so. But Novea splits a brute, so she's going to get a quick scout. And I think that's worth it on this map. Know where your opponent is. Okay, my opponent's in the bottom right. However, this Lancer... Okay, so Hooboo made the Lancer first, so that's why the Hedgehog's a little bit later. Who else runs? So I've seen like Ghost run something similar where you show up with a really fast Lancer and make them believe that like maybe you're doing like a kinetic redirection timing, but behind it you sell the barracks and you start getting hedgehogs out. So already some interesting builds from these two. Both these fiends that were working as spotters are going to get called home. Chip away at the Lancer, but the Lancer's going to survive. Lancer survives. We've got this hedgehog and an overcharge expand behind this. I like it. So Novea probably going to think that pressure is coming. And so Hooboo here just forcing Novea to make units, just slowing down the timing of the 3rd base. Really playing a similar game to the last game of just slowing down and denying until you can get critical mass to overrun the Infernal. On the other side, we've got a pretty quick Hellforge. So Hellforge, Conclave is down. Still no 3rd base. Hooboo, though, utilizing this Wellspring right outside the natural of Novea, healing up these hedgehogs. They should poke up here to double check, make sure there's no 3rd. But for now, they're going to heal. They see this shroud.
Dimensional rift detected. A storm gate will activate soon.
All right, and so we got some brutes up there on hold position for a minute, and Hooboo is going to be able to just snipe one really fast. But the closest storm gate to Novea and the farthest one from Hooboo spawns first. But Hooboo is keeping Novea pinned down.
A storm gate has appeared.
So what maybe seems like an advantage on paper, just really kind of hasn't been one. Novea, though, is going to start moving out these hedgehogs. Hooboo making me nervous, maybe poking around just a little bit too long. We do get one Gaunt. I like this too. Kill the effigy. Utilize the healing so you can stick around just a little bit longer. Deny this Stormgate if you can, but killing Gaunts. Gaunts are just such... Therium sucks. They, like, losing Gaunts early really blows. But Novea knows that Fiends do just fine killing a Stormgate, so she's going to send 2 by themselves to go chip away at that, see if she can get away with stealing that one. Behind it, Hooboo is on the other side of the map. We're going to get a 3rd base from this Vanguard player. So Hooboo started with some really quick aggression, a delayed second, and is now going to beat Novea to the 3rd. So I would say that Hooboo's build has been a success. They've been able to keep Novea pinned into their base, really playing this map control game. Looks like they're going to deny this Stormgate completely, and is just keeping this army away. Now, Novea, though, is just pressing forward. Infernal Fury is about 75% of the way done. And so she might come out of this on top, being able to hit just a really nice timing. Hooboo maybe jumped the gun with this 3rd base. We'll have to see if they can put enough down at home to defend. This one Vulcan, though, might be enough, especially if we turn this into a Repair-O-Matic, which we are. Another Sentry Post going to go down. So I think Hooboo is in a nice defensive spot. I think Hooboo's winning the economic game, and I think Hooboo has enough to defend this timing attack from Novea. It's time maybe for a Novea special. It might not be 2 Magmadons go, 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 but it is going to be Infernal Fury go, go, go. She's getting ready to try to push up this ramp. She should go check the 3rd base, though. She could get a free kill. She's going to meet this Vulcan, which is going to get stolen. So this Vulcan is going to die, and I don't know. I like this. I like this positioning for Novea. I think this timing is going to hit really great. It was an excellent opening and an excellent game plan from Hooboo, but right now all Hooboo has at home is this one Vulcan, and as soon as this Weaver is off cooldown, that Vulcan's a dead Vulcan. And it might even die first. Hooboo tried to save it with this evac and just couldn't click on it fast enough. The entire front door is going to go down. Hooboo calls GG. What a game it was. Thanks, you two, so much for playing this series. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed these maps. Vote for me in the map bake competition. And as soon as the next update for the editor comes out, I'll be making more. See y'all next time. Later.